Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Melissa and this is episode 3 of my art journal series. In this series, I'm sharing my creative process, experimenting with supplies, and most importantly, letting go of perfection and just creating for the joy of it. Now, if you haven't seen episodes 1 and 2, I will leave those linked down below in the description box. I'm going to do a little recap and show you my art journal of what I've already started with. And this is a journal that I picked up from the washi tape shop, and I really like the size of it. I'm also using this book here called A Year of Junk Journaling by Martina Calvi, and I'm using it for inspiration and kind of some jumping off points. She's got a lot of good creative prompts in here, and so I really like that part of the book. Now in today's episode, I'm playing with one of my favorite ways to add instant texture and interest, and that's stencil butter. There's something just so satisfying about watching a flat page come to life the moment the stencil lifts. Now I'm crossing through some of the prompts that I've already used, and today we are going to go with the prompt of Home Sweet Home. And what I want you to do is think about a specific object in your workspace that holds a special meaning or memory and write about its story. So for me, I work from home. So in my workspace, I have my Pepper Kitty. My kitty Pepper. All right, I am pulling out some supplies here. I've got this gorgeous new 49 and Market collection, which I will leave linked down below in the description box. I'm using 2 sketches for inspiration. Now, one is for the art journal, and then one is for a card. Here's the photos that I want to document today, and this is my kitty Pepper, and I love when he comes to visit me at work. He just sits on my desk, and doesn't he cute? And I'm also using this flip flap. So this one's actually from close to my heart, but I know 49 and Market has come out with some of these flip flaps now too. This collection is called Whispering Way, and I've already cut my paper down to the measurements that fit this book. And I'm just taking this corner rounder now, and I want to corner around the edges. Now this time I do have to be mindful of which pages are going to go in which direction. So this one I want on the right hand side, and we're going to start with it first because looking at the sketch, it looks like there's a bunch of circles and some mixed, so I'm going to add in some mixed media. I'm using this stencil butter, and I love this stencil butter. It is from TCW, and it's called Sunshine, but when it dries, it actually dries like golden. I love it. It's so gorgeous. And then I've got a leftover scrap that I'm going to use from this pattern paper. I cut this down. It was 12 by 12. And I'm going to go ahead and create my card at the same time because why not? I've already got my supplies out. Now, part of this art journal, I told myself I was not going for perfection. I just wanted to create and have fun and not have the pressure of being perfect. And so you'll see with this that it's not going to be perfect. I love my Glassboard Studio glass mat here. It is magnetic, so I've got the magnetic pawns here that I'm using to hold down my paper and also the stencil. I've got a palette knife, and I am just smoothing on some of this stencil butter. So there's nothing fancy about this. I gently just spread the butter across the stencil and just reminding myself that perfection isn't the goal here. Uneven edges, thicker spots, a little imperfections are what give the page a little character. Stencil butter has a way of just slowing me down. It asks for patience, steady hands, gentle pressure, and trusting in the process. And you really don't know how it's going to look until you lift the stencil. And I think that's part of the beauty, a little bit of surprise and a little surrender. So once it dries, I do love the way that this looks. I first applied just the portion of the stencil up in the top section where it's kind of blank. And then now I'm thinking, well, you know what? Why not just add stencil butter to the whole page? Now, I did not want to put it on that cute little mouse up there, so I'm going to leave that blank, but I am going to put it over these flowers. And, when I picked this up, I'm not a huge fan of it, but we're going to go with it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just part of the creative process here. So I'm going to put this on, and I did speed this up quite a bit, so you don't have to watch all of this. I think I sped this up 2 times. So just take your time with your stencil and your stencil butter and apply an even layer if you can. All right, so let's lift this up. And I kind of don't like at the bottom, kind of up a couple rows, how it has like portions of circles there, like half circles. I do need to figure out a way to cover that up. So I will think about that. I'm going to set it aside to dry, and let's start working on the card. So for the card, I'm going to repeat the same process, and I'm going to apply my stencil down. Now, tip, if you don't want to have smudges, clean your stencil before applying it on a new piece of paper. So when I lift this up, you will see some smudges here, but that's okay. We're just having fun and creating today. So I'm going to put this on, and then I will pause the camera and take this over to my sink and wash my palette knife and my stencil, and I'll clean up my work surface so that I don't get any stencil butter all over my other supplies. So let me figure out a place to set that where it's safe. I've got everything cleaned up, and while that's drying, we're going to start working on the left side of the page. And for this, I liked in the sketch how it had like printed words, and would you believe in that paper collection, there was this paper that looks like printed words. So I thought that was just perfect. Now, my pictures are 4x6. In fact, I printed them a little bit smaller. I usually print them to 3x7 and 5x3 when I do my print to size app. And that's so that I can use a piece of paper that is 6 inches. But I wasn't thinking, and when I printed these, that they're going to be in a 4x6 flip flap. So they need to be 4x6. So I want to use this pattern paper, and it was from the 6x6 paper pad, and I'm going to make it work. So I cut it down to 4.5 by 6, and then I'm going to use the little leftover strip, and I'm going to glue that here in the center, and hopefully this pattern is busy enough that you won't be able to tell that I pieced this background together to make it work on the background. I kind of think it's a good idea, and I might have to repeat this process. I was just going with the flow and came up with it on the fly because I really wanted to use this paper, and I did not want to cut into my 12x12 sheet for this. All right, so I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and glue it down. Now, I did print my journaling on my printer. I bring up a text box, and I sized it, and it says, "Working from home has its moments, but my favorite part is Pepper stopping by my office. Whether he's curled up next to my mouse waiting for pets or peeking out from under my monitors, he always finds a way to make me smile." So he usually sleeps all morning and then comes in my office in the afternoon, and I love when he does. All right, so I've got that down. I will need to maybe embellish it just a little bit, but I do have the 49 and Market laser cuts, and those laser cuts are absolutely gorgeous, and you get a ton of them. So I think I want to try to use a couple laser cuts and embellish this. I'm using some tacky glue, and I'm just gluing this right in my book. There's something about this book that I really like. It kind of reminds me of those kids' board books because the pages are really thick this way. Without it being in, page protectors. I'm really having fun and enjoying this art journal series. I hope you are too. I am going to pull out a few of these and just audition them out. I love this floral arrangement, but I think it's covering up too much of my photo. Maybe I'll use it on this one. I think that will work. Maybe if I flip it around, I like that. So I think I'm going to use that to take up that extra white space. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue it down now. And then I don't think I'm going to add anything to that second picture under the flip flap, but I do want to add something on the front because you will see that on that page. There's some gorgeous florals in here. I really like the blue. And so I'm going to pull out one of these leaves and a blue flower. I'm not gonna add any extra texture and dimension here. I'm just gonna glue that right onto that little flip flap. And then I found this little wordy bit here and it says treasured moments. I thought that was super cute. I tossed around the idea of maybe adding a little butterfly on this, but I don't want it to get too busy. I'm gonna go ahead and glue down this treasured moments. And I like this treasured moments because it looks like it has some stitching or something. Now, when I did print out my photo, I did blur the background. I blurred out the writing that was on my monitor. I do have protected health information, and so I wanted to make sure that none of that was showing. In fact, I can't have any photos with my monitors like that. So it is all blurred out, so I'm in compliance there. Now I'm taking my heat tool and just bringing that in to finish drying up all of my stencil butter circles here. And now I'm adding a little bit of Shimmer's paints. I've got the color Whites of Their Eyes, and it's an acrylic spray. I am on the Shimmer's Paints design team, so if you ever place an order on the Shimmer's Paints website, you can add my name, Melissa Minor, to the notes section, and Shimmer's will send you a free paint. All right, so all of that is good and dry. Now for the embellishing of this page, I think what I want to do is add this floral arrangement and maybe bump it up enough so that it covers up that section of the stenciling that I didn't like, and then add maybe a layered flower here and just kind of bump it right up to where that little mouse is at the top. I think those are so cute. So yeah, that's what I want to do. So I'm going to bring in a little bit of foam here. I believe this is a 1mm foam. It's not very thick, which is perfect for this journal because I don't want a lot of thickness. I think the hardest part about this whole process was peeling off the release paper on my foam. All right, I have that down, and now I want to add a little bit of foam to the back of this blue flower, and that's going to make it just look a little larger in this cluster, and I love the way that looks. Now I've got the card, and I want to repeat that same process and put a large floral cluster. Now I'm not going to finish the card on camera, but stay tuned to the end. I will have a still shot of the finished card, both matted on the cardstock, on the base, and then I do add a sentiment, a hello sentiment, and the hello sentiment is from Paper Rose. All right, I'm going to peel off these release papers and get this one stuck down. So I know several of you commented on my art journal series 1 or 2 and said that you also are starting a new journal. So I'm anxious to know, how is that going? Are you keeping up each week? You know, this was a really busy week and I wasn't sure that I would be able to complete this. And part of me creating this was to make sure that it did not cause any extra stress. But I had some time this afternoon to sit down and create, and I was really inspired by the sketch this week. I thought it was so cute, and it'd been a while since I'd got out my stencil butter, so I was anxious to give that a try. All right, I did cut down a sheet from the 6x6 paper pad to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and that's that blue color, and I'm just going to pop that on, and then I'll put this on a card base with the sentiment to finish it off. Going back to my art journal now, the only thing I need to do is just glue this page in here. Again, I'm using that tacky glue, and I will get this stuck down, and then this one is pretty much good to go. So now I'm going to step back and take a look at it, and I really love the way it's turned out, especially those layers and the textures. It's not perfect, but it feels expressive, and that's what matters most. Thank you so much for spending time creating with me today. If you've enjoyed this episode, I'd love for you to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the rest of this series. And leave me a comment and let me know how your art journal is going. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!